Hi, everyone. Welcome to those joining in from Fireside. Hi, Frankie. And those joining in from. And those listening to the replay, also welcome. So, today we're going to be talking about a lot of things. The main topic is dream drama. I named it that because I'm going to talk about how dreams can be seen through the lens of cinematography. I hope I pronounced that right. Cinematography. Some words I'm like, and it helps us interpret them and learn what the messages are. So but first, before we do any of that, I do want to start with taking a few deep breaths as usual. You do 3 lotus breaths. Breathe in, out, breathe in, out, breathe in, and out. That always kind of helps set the mood and, be centered. And yeah, so that we're all nice and centered. Um, Probably a few people will hop in, but I'm going to start anyways. Those who missed the beginning can catch the recording. So first, I want to do a little bit of an energy check-in and share a little bit about what has been going on here around my area, Paris. As most of you guys know, I live right outside of Paris, so it's right now it is 6 p.m. over here. Yeah. So how about you, Frankie? Where are you from? Where are you listening in from? I'm not sure. I think I've seen you before. I'm pretty sure I've seen you before somewhere. Anyway, tell us where you're from if you'd like to share. Oh yes, let's hear from you. Hi, Frankie.
Hello, I am from Buffalo, New York.
Oh, okay. So is it like 12 or so?
Right now it is 12 p.m. noon.
Yes, that's what I thought. Yeah, I have a few
Yeah.
people, I know a few people from the New York area. It's like I have to memorize the time zones all the time, to
Oh,
do events and
jeez.
stuff.
I get confused with the Central and Pacific
I
because
know.
my producer's out in Beverly Hills and he'll say, "Oh, we're gonna do something at 8 o'clock," but he's saying 8 o'clock my time, which is 5 his time. So I
Yeah.
think 5 his time, and we've screwed up a couple times,
Oh,
because of
no,
that. So,
that happened.
I'm no rocket scientist.
All right. So
Yeah.
you're a producer. What do you do? Let me,
Well,
yeah, see
I
your.
I do a show on here. I do well, it's kind of weird because I went from Wisdom. I'm pretty certain you've heard of Wisdom, the social audio app. It's I was part of the beta testing for that, and it's just
Hmm.
audio only at this point where it's one-on-one. It's more conversational, if you will. And
Okay.
then I was invited to Fireside when it was born, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is fantastic." Because I'm old school, 43 years old, and I like to see who I'm talking to, not just a thumbnail, because really you don't know who you're talking to, right? So for me it's a big deal. I always say let me come on camera, that way you can see it's me. I'm weird like that. But no, I started out just podcasting about 4 years ago because I had to permanently leave my physical labor job due to my illness, and I was bored really, and just decided to start podcasting with a crappy laptop, no microphone, just a little headset and Bluetooth speaker. And 4 years later, half my living room is a studio with professional equipment, microphone, all the interface, all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
So it's my job now. It's what I do,
That
and yeah,
cool.
it's
That,
a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
mm,
I love
oh,
talking. I
yeah, we have to talk more about that at some point because that's definitely where I want to be, where I could
Yeah,
dedicate all my time to doing podcasting and sharing experiences with people and having people come in like this. I love it because it's very
I'll come
interactive.
on video if you want, so you can
Oh
see
yeah,
me. You
is
got to
it?
invite me though. I don't look the
Oh, how
greatest. It's Sunday, and I got moving slow today.
invite to
But
video. Okay, that's how I
all
do that.
right, here I am. Woohoo!
Hey,
Got my
wow,
Bills Mafia in the background, my Boston Red Sox, and my local college, which I live around the corner from. Um,
nice. I used
yeah.
in the U.S. I lived in the not the East Coast, the West Coast. I know, that's completely different, but I used to
I've
live
been
in
out that way.
yeah, I used to live in Oregon. Completely different mindset, but definitely very nice place to live. Oregon is very full of nature and all. And for my university, we were the Raiders. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I live right by the University of Buffalo. It's actually a very well-known college now.
Oh.
And when I first moved here 40 years ago, it wasn't really a big college. It just wasn't. And it
Hmm.
only, had students to become doctors, and the football team was awful. It wasn't even, it was like a high school team, but now it's up there where there's NFL players that went to UB. And I live like in a spot that is about 10 minutes from downtown Buffalo, and I'm in a central location. And sadly enough, I'm about 3 miles from where that shooting happened, which was tragic. I
Oh, I
heard,
heard about that. Yeah.
yeah, I heard all the first responders and all the
Uh,
chaos. And I didn't think much of it really because I live a block from a fire department that I used to be part of. So I hear sirens all day. But it
mhm.
was different that day. It was so much bedlam. And then an hour later, I'm like, oh, that's why.
Yeah,
So,
there,
very,
there's. I mean, it's been a reoccurring theme. It seems, these
yeah.
kinds of things happening in the U.S. and yeah, yeah, it's sad, but you know, I honestly do think things are going to change slowly but surely. It's just that right now, it's like I feel like we're in like the kind of like the worst part of the of the whole this whole drama that has been playing out since centuries ago on the
True.
planet.
Yeah.
And yeah, and there is a chance for things to turn around. It's just that there's this okay, so the word that's coming to mind is that there's this huge split, and we've seen this happen. There are people who are going to decide and to live this let's say, like, some people call it new earth. I'm not very much into the new age stuff, but some
Never
people
mind.
call
I'm old school.
yeah, some people will say, well, okay, they're not maybe going to listen, to or not feel called to change or anything, and they're going to be living a whole different reality. But there are communities right now, and I know because I have friends, I know people that are we're doing an effort to actually bring some change, and to create communities where people are going to be able to really express themselves and be who they really are, compared to even the education system you're talking about, the universities and stuff.
Hmm.
um, yeah, I've been in in the US for college. I was in the US, and then I was also in Mexico. Actually, I lived in Mexico for a long time because I'm Mexican. I was born there.
Okay.
But
Well, that would make sense. You're Mexican
yeah,
if you were born there. Just tossing that out there.
yeah, yeah.
That's okay.
But
I'm
I was
kidding. I'm a
hi
joker.
yeah, I would say hi to Dominique. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, or Dominic, because Dominique is would be the French pronunciation.
It sounds good either way.
Dominique, yeah. Hi. So yeah, I just wanted to say hi. But yeah, and then I lived so in France I've been living here for like 9 years. So I also went to a university here
Oh,
because I
cool.
was doing a PhD in psychology. Yeah.
I got
So
a degree in psychology too,
really?
and criminal justice. Yeah, I studied that, sociology, forensics.
Nice.
Um, geez, yeah, a lot going on up in there.
Yeah. Well, the thing is though, like I have noticed that even comparing the different systems and everything, there's a lot of things that can be done better, to help people really express who they are. Because, for example, podcasting and all that stuff, you discovered that on your own, pretty much. I'm pretty sure it's not like your
Yeah.
teacher helped you like discover what your gifts are, what you're really here to do. That's the thing.
No.
Yeah, it was the time it's like pulling you away from it too. So I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, we got to really change things around here. So that's, part of my job is to bring that higher awareness to people so that they can connect with their highest potential. So this space that I'm creating here, the Dream podcast and all that, yes, it's a lot about dreams, like not only when we sleep, but also like what do you want to do with your life, right? And how you can actually connect what's happening in your dream state with this waking reality, because it's all intertwined. So that's, the whole objective here is definitely to, yeah, bring in like a different mindset, and create a more conscious society. So yeah, and so it's really cool to be talking with you about all of this stuff, because you, for example, your show, what is your show about? Just
Oh, so yeah, I mean, I dabbled with a couple different ideas and tried doing some shows with some co-host. I invited them in, as to be my, I guess, anchor,
Mhm.
and they loved it. And then after one show, they wanted to change everything, and I was like, hang on, like I invited you, and it just, how you just gel or you don't gel.
Yeah.
It just wasn't, so I, finally came to the conclusion that I'll do my own solo show, so it's an interview style show, but it's in a late night show form, so it's got comedy, I do some sound effects, stuff like that, like, I got my own clapping noises, and this is my favorite one. But, yeah, no, I like to goof around,
Okay.
have fun, the idea with this whole
So
thing is to have fun, right?
right. Mm-hmm.
Why so you don't have to be serious all the time. Yeah, I mean, every time I was doing a show, everyone's asking me about Buffalo and this mass shooting, and I'm like, it was
Mm,
tragic. My condolences go out, but there's enough news stations covering that.
true.
So why do I want to come on and add to the sadness?
That's
And
one way to see it. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
and also,
I've been,
sorry, may I
yeah.
interject?
Oh no,
There's also,
no, go ahead.
yeah, because what's coming to mind right now, and I think is really important to say, just before I forget, is that there's also this sense of wanting to distract us, with these little things that are bringing, they're bringing our attention into that specific thing, and things, for example, also like the case with Johnny Depp. What was other than the slap thing, and it's all revolving around the United States. It's like
Yes.
United States is like the scene, like the scenery, like the stage of this global movie that we have going on here. It's so funny. So
It's drama. It's like people feed on nonsense. I'm a like, get
mhm,
to the point guy. Have I had drama in my life? Oh yeah. I mean, I was married twice, and I have mental health issues.
yeah. Mm.
I have MS, so I have, I live
Sorry,
alone. Oh no, I'm humble about it. I didn't even know I had it for a decade.
what is MS? Sorry, because I'm like
Multiple
spacey.
sclerosis.
Oh yes, I've heard about that. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
and I
Oh,
didn't find out until a few days before I turned 40, a little under 4 years ago.
oh.
I had been having problems for years with pain and numbness and
Mm.
blinding headaches, and the doctors at that time were like, thought I was doctor shopping, as they call it, looking for pills, and I'm
Oh.
like, "I'm not looking for pills, I'm actually having pain." And finally, after a decade, I went and was it was suggested to go get an MRI and a spinal tap, which is not fun. Ugh.
Oh my.
And they discovered, based on scar tissue, lesions all along my spine, a black hole in my brain. I played hockey for a long time, and I took a lot of shots to the head,
Ah.
and sadly enough, when I was a young kid, my father thought beating me up every day was a great idea. So I
Mm.
probably suffered some concussions there. I suffer with migraines, but you know
Yeah.
what? Really, what I do is I just try and make the best of every day. I'm not in a
Mm.
great mood every day, but I wake up with good intentions, and I own my flaws. If I make a mistake, I own it. I don't hide from any. I if you have nothing to hide, you don't hide anything. So I don't have anything to
Yeah.
hide.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
I live my life based on truth, and sometimes it hurts. Sometimes people don't want to hear the truth, and that's what I'm all about. Having fun, being truthful, being humble, meeting new people,
Yeah.
and always looking for a good show. I mean,
That's
you're
amazing.
welcome to come on my show anytime you want. It's
Oh, please
actually,
do.
yeah, we
Invite
actually, it's Thursday night, Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern time,
me,
but
PM.
we do our live show on what's called Boxcast. It's like a TV streaming
Uh-huh.
platform. and then at 9:30 Eastern time, I come on here on Fireside and do what I call a nightcap. So we go over what people may
Mhm.
not have watched the show, give them an idea of what was in the
Mhm.
show, talk
All right.
about what was in the show, and let people know what's coming up on the next show.
Mhm.
And,
That
I
would be early
thought that would
morning for
yeah,
me. That would be early morning for me, so I could probably catch that. So you heard, guys, if you wanna check it out, please do check out
definitely.
the show, and I'll be on there at some point. That's cool. I love doing improvising, and stuff, so
Oh,
yeah,
geez, you
so
would love that, stand-up comedy course I took last weekend. It was
yeah.
wonderful, and you know what? Even if you don't wanna be a comedian, you know what's great about it? Is it teaches you a format that you can implement with podcasting. So, like, for instance, you were on your own before I came on, right?
Mhm.
And I found myself going, what do I talk about? Blah, 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 do, right? But with stand-up comedy, you have to have what's called an intro, a setup, which is like your story, and then you have like tags that keep the story kind of going, and then you
Yeah.
have your conclusion, or in comedy terms, punchline. So you can have yourself organized to keep entertainment going,
This I
you
love
know?
this. This is exactly what I'm gonna be talking about with dreams. This is how we should look at dreams as well. Even
Mhm.
if it's a short little dream that seems insignificant, you can make it so that it's like there's an opening scene. There's something that happens, like it could be just a drama, or like just a little thing, even if it's really short. And then the end could be a catastrophe. It could just be it ends abruptly, but there's an ending there at some point.
Right.
And so, yes, exactly. And when you structure it that way, it's like, okay, well, who are the main characters? What is what we call the dream ego, which is what you
Mhm.
represent yourself as. But we're going to talk about that here in a bit. So, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So, anyway, so just, let me just finish up with the whole the energy check-in kind of thing. Do you have that phrase didn't come out right. Okay, edit, rewind. have you had have you had any crazy dreams lately, by the way?
You know what? I have dreams every night.
Yeah.
They
We
used to
all
be
have dreams
really
of
bad
that. Like,
nightmares, but,
mm,
no, I always have dreams,
yeah.
and it's weird because you know how a lot of people can't remember their dreams fully?
Right. Yeah,
I
that's
can
that's
remember them, the temperature, where I was, who I was with, what I said, and I've been having a lot of really good dreams lately as far as, like, what's happening, where I'm going, with sponsorships and having a producer who volunteered to pretty much take me under his wing because the way he put it, I have something that he wants to groom, and he knows that I could be that next talk show sitcom guy beyond podcasting.
Mhm. Maybe.
So
Yeah.
I mean, he's been in the business 40 years. So, I mean, he's been in movies, he's opened comedy clubs, he's been a producer of the Today Show, it's called. He's done a lot of really big projects. He's actually producing 2 new movies right now, and he's being
Oh.
so kind and to helping me, and he even went as far to show as, if anybody signs up for example, that he has a lot of different courses, even podcasting courses on how to learn, really good podcasting techniques. If
Nice.
you sign up, for example, the stand-up course was $149, and it was only supposed to be 8 hours. It turned into 18 hours over the course of 2 days because he wanted to make sure that everybody got everything, and he took 10% off of the cost
Mm.
because they put my promo code in, Frankie J, and then he's donating 20% of that sale to the, National MS Society. Well,
Oh, wow, that's good. Hi, Mark.
so
I didn't say hi to
yes.
Mark.
Hi, Mark. So I definitely promote it, I endorse it, I learned so much. I was blown away. I was like, "Oh my god," because
Oh,
most
that's
people are like, "Oh, stand-up comedy, just walk up on a stage and make people laugh." That's not how it is.
No, and you also kind of have to, have I guess the what do you call this in English? In French, we would say le don, D-O-N. Un don is like it's like a gift, It's like you either have it or you don't, kind of thing. And
The gift of gab and being
yeah, I've seen people try, and it's like, no, man. It's like, yeah, you're trying, you're kind of funny, but you no.
No, you just know, and
Yeah.
for
So it's like with
me,
everything. It's like with everything. I said this before. We all come here with certain gifts that we're
mhm,
here to develop and to grow. And that's what I was saying before is that that's one of my objectives with this space and with dreams through listening through the messages that come through our dreams. We can connect. With that higher potential with our gifts more easily than if we're just thinking, oh, dreams are just kind of there to maybe say, oh, my wishes and my desires. Because Freud, I don't know if like Freud would
yeah.
focus on the fact that dreams were either repressed wishes or fears, which they could be sometimes. But in any case, if it is a wish, that means that that's something that you should probably be looking at and starting to develop. Like your dreams, of becoming this famous broadcaster, producer, or whatever you want to do.
It's
Yeah, you've
funny.
probably seen it in dreams, right? Or something. Tell me about that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it was, I went from working as a mason and a plow driver to all of a sudden, boom, my injured my elbow. I couldn't even hold a piece of paper. So I had to leave work for a work injury to get surgery.
Mm.
The very day I went out, a week before my surgery, my dog and I were T-boned in an accident going
Oh,
to the vet clinic at 75 miles an hour. We were taking a left off the highway, and I didn't see the truck, and it demolished our car. He was 14 at the time, and the vet was right down the block, so I've been going there for 25 years. They raced down, picked him up. I got taken to the other hospital downtown Buffalo, was in
mm.
ICU. He was in rough shape. We survived it, and then the following week, I had my elbow operated on. So I'm walking around with a sling, glass still in my face. He couldn't walk. He was having seizures. And
Oh,
then fast forward to that December, a month after I put my truck, another vehicle back on the road, I got rear-ended in another accident. So,
what?
yeah,
Really?
herniated discs and
Wow.
nerve damage. So, I'm going on Social Security. I mean, I've been out of work, since 2020 at this point. So my dream, and I was having dreams about it. Like, I have this ability to talk. I took a lot of public speaking. I
Mm.
love talking on camera in front of people. The more the merrier. I would rather talk to 10,000 people versus two. And it's just something I love doing. So that's kind of
Great.
why I'm
Yeah.
here.
So yeah, and you've had it, like you said, in your dream. So
Hmm.
yes, of course. And just to add to that, because I've been having a ton of dreams that have been pointing at something that I'm still kind of like, I guess, there's still blockages or something that are preventing me from, I think, reaching my highest potential. And that's another thing that dreams point out to, as well as like blind spots. So that's and then when we look at them through this lens of like like it's a movie, we can start identifying also a series of dreams or reoccurring themes, because it's not just about one dream, it's about a series of dreams. So that's why I like to emphasize on the importance of recording your dreams. I don't know if you've ever done like dream journaling or recording yourself when you wake up about like what you dreamt.
What I do is I take a therapy course every week online. It's called DBT training. So
Mm,
it's very intense therapy, interpersonal communication skills, behavioral, how to communicate properly. Um and with that, I've learned how to organize myself, and I actually do what's called a journal diary card every day. So
okay.
every day at the end of my day, I fill out how was my day. I quit drinking almost 9 years ago, which was a freaking godsend.
Wow.
I drank after my brother died in my hands. I was a firefighter, EMT at the time,
You've been through so.
and yeah, well, I've been through a little bit, and he was severely disabled, my brother. He, was mentally retarded, handicapped, cerebral palsy, brain damage, was mentally 3, and he wasn't supposed to live past 2, but he had seizures pretty much every day. the bad
Oh,
ones where you shook. And this one morning, I happened to have to move home because I was separated, and he had a seizure, stopped breathing, and I had to do CPR on him. And because I was a firefighter at the time, I had every firefighter from my department and surrounding departments and all the police that I grew up with at my house. It was like an event.
wow.
And a week leading up to that, 2 other guys died in my hands while I was doing CPR. So, in 1 week, 3 people died on me, one of which was a police officer's brother. We were
Mm.
given a like a presidential escort to the hospital, and he died on the way. So, yeah, I mean, to say the least, I was traumatized,
Wow.
and my
Yeah,
my chief of the fire department, I went to him and told him I need to take some time off, I need a break, and you know what he said to me? "It's part of the business, you have to get over it."
you know what? Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Yeah, and I can
Mhm,
see how that can be really tough, especially when the the way you might have seen death at that point. Or I know how
mhm.
if that's changed for you. If your what is your view on death? What do you think about that? Like, is it for you? Is it something? Oh, we die and then we're done. Like, or do you think something different?
No, I believe that my brother's still with me.
Mm-hmm.
I still believe my dog, my best friend Riley, who I had to put to sleep December 10th at age 16, it was just time. He could
Yeah.
still get in and out of the car, it was just time. I believe that he's still here, I believe my mother's still here in spirit, and I believe in the afterlife, absolutely.
Nice. Yeah.
Um, and I went back to 2016 when my brother died, and I have reconstructed that whole morning because when it happened, it was chaos, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, for I couldn't make sense of it, but now that I've been able to process that, I guess mourn or grieve the moment, I can remember the temperatures, the clamminess, and I hope nobody ever has to do this, but when you do mouth to mouth on somebody, typically in the EMS world, they give you those little masks that you put between.
Yeah.
I didn't have one of those. And when you blow into somebody's lungs,
Oh, yeah.
bio or whatever comes back out. And,
Mm.
it's not a pleasurable thing to taste, but,
Oh man.
I learned a whole bunch from all those experiences, but no, I believe that, he needed a better place. He had no quality of life. My
Right.
mother was dying of cancer and kidney failure, and she could barely walk, and she took care of him 24/7. So, I don't know if this is gonna sound morbid, but it was a blessing in
Oh,
disguise.
I agree. I agree with you. And it's like it's all these things, that happen to us and just hearing your story, it's like they also make you who you are today and it helps you be able to help other people that are going through similar situations. And I do believe that we literally, I always say we are literally creating this reality. And just like in dreams, you are the creator, the producer, the writer, the one in living it, and the one criticizing it. It's just the same in this lifetime as well. And it's again coming back to the topic of like the dramatization of dreams. And in this
Mhm,
lifetime, we can see it the same way. So we put ourselves through these situations. You can call them contracts. In order for us to be able to reach certain levels in our development and be able to look back and be like, okay, now this is who I am today because of the things that happen, and not because you're attaching to the stories or becoming a victim. Because I love this about you, I can feel it about you, is that you're not the victim. You're like, this is what happened, and that's why I'm here today. So you're
mhm,
grateful for that. That's
yes.
beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, after my brother died, I, didn't have the proper support, and, before that happened, I was a casual drinker. I'd go out on Fridays with my work buddies, and it wasn't a out of control thing. But then after my brother, it was an everyday thing to the point where 30 beers wasn't enough, and I went to the hard, vodka. And I should be in jail like 13 times over because
Oh
the
man.
the local police here where I live, I put them through so much crap when I was having problems because they kept trying to, wrangle me in, make sure I was okay. And, I was driving around drinking and they could have taken me right to jail, but instead they took me to the hospital.
Mm.
And I tell people that was the best time in my life because A, I got sober, and B, I was around a whole group of people that had issues. So I felt like I fit in.
Can
And
Mhm. Yeah, can I ask you a question? Like, how did you go about, becoming sober? Because I know there's like so many people, especially for those of those people listening that might also be going through a certain
mhm,
addiction. And I spoke a little bit on this last time on my last episode because I do feel like it's important. There's always an addiction. It could be to food, it could be to porn, it could be to just even emotional habits. All these things that we feel like we have to do or feel at least once in the next couple days. If we can't go through 2 or more days without doing something, that's an addiction. And it could be
I agree.
going to the gym as well. So anyway, that's why I want to ask you,
Mhm.
like, how did you go about getting rid of that addiction? And I know that's a little bit off topic
No,
from
no, you're
this
fine.
one dog thing. Yeah.
Well, no, because there's people that actually have dreams when they're drunk. Um, for me, I really wasn't a fan of drinking. I didn't like it. The
Mm,
reason I did it is it was always there and it was always available. When I needed someone to talk to, no one
yeah.
was ever available. "Oh, if you
Yeah.
ever need anything, call me." And,
Right.
you call them and they're like, "Oh, can I call you back?" Or, "Oh, I'm at work," or they don't answer, but it was
Mhm.
always there. It was always available. I'd
Right.
go to the bar and the bartender would talk to me. I
Right.
wanted to quit. So what I tell people, and, everyone's different. You got the people, there's 3 or 4 different kinds of people that quit drinking. The ones that are the cops catch you and the judge tells you you're going to rehab and you are gonna stop drinking, even if they don't want to, and then there's the ones that know they have a problem and their family gives them that ultimatum, either
Mm.
quit drinking or leave. So they
Mhm.
know they have a problem, but they don't really wanna quit, right? So they play the
Mhm.
game. And then there's those 3rd kind of people that they want to quit. They are done. That's where
Yeah.
I was at. I wanted to quit, but I couldn't. It had its fingers on me. I mean, I was
Mm.
actually addicted, you
Yes.
know?
Yeah.
So I hit my rock bottom and I can't fall off the floor, and I got sober and I've been sober ever since
So
because,
did you have to like go to specific like did you take like were you in a support group or did you just do it naturally? Did you I don't know, like, tell us more about what you had.
well, I ended up in the hospital in the psychiatric ward because I tried you know, I tried hurting myself, but
Oh.
permanently, and,
Mhm.
ended up in the psych ward, which again was a very good time in my life, believe it or not. Because like I said, I got sober, educated, and ever since that point, I was in kind of like therapy before that, but it really didn't do anything. But since
Yeah.
that time, I'm in a weekly, hour and a half support group. It's online right now because of the hybrid thing going on. But no, I stay consistent with that. That's my new addiction. Taking my weekly support group, meeting new people,
Mhm. Yeah,
and
that's a better way of
sharing.
experiencing that. It's like you're turning your that energy that you're putting into that into something more productive, which is
Mhm,
it could be, yeah, literally considered an addiction too, but at least it's not causing a detriment to your body. So okay, yeah, that's one way to go about it, right?
mhm,
I
yeah,
wanted to ask that because there's also, I've been exploring different things to heal things from the root, not just kind of cover them or like try to just like sever them like right away, and another thing I had been exploring since I have been exploring since a while now is meditation and DNA activations and things that will actually help you detect where in your body it is that you're still holding trauma because all these things are rooted in trauma, and they will also show up, just to connect it to the main topic here. They will also show up in dreams,
mhm,
and those will be pointing at things that you need to look at and to change your behaviors in this waking reality so that you'll get over that. And it takes time, right? It's not something that's like, oh, all of a sudden, that's what it is, that's where it comes from. No, it's not just about that. It's about taking the necessary action steps in your reality, like in your case, do a support group or whatnot, But yeah, and this is, some of the stuff that I've been seeing in my dreams definitely point to things that I know I need to look at. And it's childhood trauma. For example, me, it's a lot of childhood trauma, a lot of suppressed memories as well.
Yeah,
So when you
I
have
had that
these
too.
scenes, yeah, when you have these scenes that show up, and you're oftentimes we dream, let's say the opening scene of the dream could be in your childhood home, for example. And then
Yep.
you've got your parents or your or brothers or sisters are doing something. There's this typical dream that people have a lot that I wanted to share. But before I do that, I wanted to ask you if you had a particular dream that maybe we could look at. You don't have to, but if not, if not, I'll share this dream that I'm thinking about that I read in a book. But I'd love to do like demonstrations with real life dreams that from real life people.
No, 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 and that's fair. And if I'm not comfortable, I'll tell you, but I'm okay. I'm very open with things
Awesome.
because I
Yeah.
believe that sharing my story, um, I'm not doing it for attention. If I want attention, all I have to do is grab a bottle of vodka and give the police a head start, and I'll,
Right.
I can get my attention on other ways. But no, I start to go back even 2 years, 2 summers ago, I did 25 ECT treatments,
What's
the
ECT?
electric shock therapy.
Oh yes, yes.
I
Okay, I've
did.
heard
You
about
have to
those.
do it every other day, 3 days a week, and
Oh,
they put you under anesthesia, and then they initiate a 30 to 45-second seizure.
oh my.
And the only way I can, I guess, explain it to people is it's like if your phone starts freezing up, you reboot it, a hard reboot, and it seems to run smoother.
Uh
So the
huh.
idea behind it was to kinda unmush all the mess up here and
Yeah.
file it really, and, because of that, it opened up my mind a little bit more, especially when sleeping,
Hmm.
and, so I have some memory loss here and there, short-term memory, forget about it, that's why I write everything down. I have
Yeah.
Post-it notes all over my damn house, but,
So do
the
I.
dreams the dreams I have, I take as messages,
Yes.
and, it might be 3, 4, 5 nights in a row where I have small dreams, and then, by the end of the week or even next week, I can kind of piece them together
Mm-hmm.
and translate what maybe they meant or make my own meaning out of them and follow them. So, I mean, I had
Mm-hmm.
a dream a couple weeks ago that I was out in Hollywood,
Okay.
on a movie set doing a movie. And then I talked to my career coach yesterday, and she had mentioned that I should go out and start auditioning for movies. Now, I had not talked to her about my dreams, but
Mm-hmm.
she said that, and I'm like, huh,
Mm-hmm.
I believe in that stuff. I believe in the law of attraction and things happening for a reason, So
That's the
I'm
thing
on
is
your I'm on your level.
yeah, you become the magnet. That's the thing. Is like when you realize you're the creator, you're creating all of this. And it's, when I say that, I did want to specify because some people might think, how do you mean I'm the creator? Like I wanted to create something the other day and it didn't happen. Well, no, it's because you can't just be like, oh, snap your fingers. First of all, in this reality, things take time to happen. You got to kind of set that intention first. But also, some things are not really meant for you, and there are what I call higher aspects. Some people, for example, Carl Jung, the psychoanalyst, he's my favorite one. He calls it the guiding self.
Mhm,
Or some people have different names for it, for just that voice, that knows, or your future selves that know exactly what it looks like for you to reach your highest potential. And if something's not meant for you, you will get blocked, and that won't happen. So, and then that's why we've got to be grateful for when things don't work out. It's because it's not meant for you. It's because there's something better. And so that's what people have to come to, or yeah, come to an understanding that there's always that guiding self that will tell you where you're supposed to be or what you're supposed to do. And if you think you want something, it's not necessarily what is actually meant for you, and that's that ego, right? It's all based on the ego, but where you're currently at in your journey.
mhm,
So yeah, and so we have to like work with that as well. Is like clearing that line. I always say clearing the line between you and your higher aspects takes some time, but you're always getting messages like that, like you know, and like you were saying, through your dreams, through meditation. And where was I going at with this? There was something else. Hold on. So, but
No,
it's
we're
yeah.
talking about the law of attraction
Oh
and
yeah.
how
So that's the thing, is like the law of attraction though. For me, there's a lot of like coaches out there and stuff that use this as something to just, take people's money. Sadly, that's why I don't really align with what people call law of attraction, but more like you are the creator. You are doing this, and if even if it doesn't seem like it's you, it is you. That's what I
yes,
that's what I was getting at. Like, it is you.
yeah,
It's your future selves telling you, no, that's not the way to go. That's what you think right now because of your ego. But and it's not about destroying the ego. And so some people say, oh, get, ego death, all that. No, no, no. It's about learning how to, like I said, clear the line, and like, compromise. There are things, like, that you can actually be like, well, maybe I wanted this, but in this stage of my life, but maybe I can do something that will actually kind of make me feel better about it, but not necessarily buy into that story of like, I absolutely want this to happen, because, like I said, it's just based on something that you think you want, not necessarily something that you actually want, from that higher consciousness aspect. So I hope that made sense. Like,
no, no, I understand, and it's weird because, um, I like Dr. Phil. I like his show,
oh,
and
I didn't know.
forever, I almost got on the show twice years ago, physically because I was in a really bad relationship, getting beat up every day by a woman. But then fast forward 25 years later, when I was off work, I would write email after email after email to get on the show. Email for almost 4 months, right? To get on the virtual audience, even. And
Ah.
then finally, I got the email to come on the virtual audience. I was like, oh my God, it worked. I've been on the virtual audience 25 times. 25 times. I was on pretty much all of season 20. But, you know,
Hmm.
that was just part of the fun. The other part is I have this gift of gab where I'm not afraid to talk to anybody. So I've become friends with the audience warm up comedian, the production staff, the audience coordinators. So I have a permanent, indefinite invite. So I don't have to get invited back. All I have to do is drop them an email when they start recording again, and I can come on anytime.
Cool.
And then if I ever make it to LA, they have tickets waiting for me, so I don't have to wait in line. So, I've had
That
a lot of fun with that, and it was a dream. I wanted to get on his show on some level, and I did, not only once, but, 26
That's
times.
great. See, there you go. So that was definitely meant for you, and you knew you had to just be persistent, and that's your
Mhm.
got the message. You heard it, and you're like, okay, this is what I have to do.
Yep.
And when you feel it within your entire body when you really have to insist on something, and if it's not worth doing it, then you'll get the message, right?
Mhm.
So, but I do want to hear like a dream, like a specific dream from you, so we can,
Yeah, yeah, get back to the
save
topic at
the
hand.
dramatization. Yeah. Give me the
Well,
one where you have like a clear beginning, middle, and end if you can. If not, then that's fine. Or just
no,
a
it's fine. Just 2 nights ago, I had a dream, and I'm a big Harley guy. I've had Harleys in the past, and unfortunately, I had to sell them due to, financial constraints, but I have had a dream. I had a dream the other night that I got my dream motorcycle, the one I have a picture of above my desk as inspiration, and it started out where all my friends were at a campsite. It was weird. We were all camping, and they all started up their Harleys to leave, and I didn't have a bike. And then I woke up out of the dream. I took some, drink of water, and then I fell back to sleep. And it was weird because I went right back into the same dream. But
that happens.
this part of the dream, I was on my motorcycle leaving the campsite by myself because they had already all bolted. And it was me catching up to them and blowing by them on my new bike. And then
Mm,
the end of the dream was me putting it up on my trailer behind the RV that I want to buy because I want to travel. So it was all kind of like a three-piece dream.
mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, if
So
that makes sense, that's how it happened.
yeah, I see what I can kind of see what the dream is about. But I'm gonna to just to illustrate a little bit how dream work is done and what we usually do in dream therapy. I would have to ask you first, what does camping mean for you? Like, what words do you associate with camping? Just whatever word.
Peace, quiet, um, isolation, not in a bad way, but isolated.
Yeah.
away from noise. I've
Okay.
always loved camping.
All right. And how about those friends of yours? Would you consider them like good friends of yours, or more like people that you don't like? People that you don't like?
People I thought were friends
Ah,
that I used
yes.
to run around with, and when the going got tough for me, they disappeared. So I think the message when they hauled off and left me behind was exactly what they've done.
Yeah.
You know.
I felt okay. So there's this big wave of emotion that just came in, and the word that came in is loneliness, right? It's
Hmm.
like this sense of like I am doing what I like, but and I know I can get what I want because I have the control over this reality. But can I trust people,
I have
right?
trust issues for sure.
Yeah.
I do.
See, that's
I've been
what.
burned so many times.
Yes. So this is what this, and I'm getting chills because see, this is how dream work it works. I love it because it's like these messages come in and it's like say this, say that, and it's like, and I'm getting all these emotions right now, and that's like I
I'm
like
not
to do
triggering you, am I?
connecting to you. No, 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 not at all,
Oh,
at all.
okay. I don't want to trigger
No,
because
I'm
I'm good at
connecting.
that.
No, it's not a bad thing, and of course after this I'll do maybe a short meditation or something to kind of clear the energies.
Hmm.
But this is for for both of us, not just for me. But I like doing that where I'm just like, okay, let's process all the emotions because
Hmm.
yeah, it's like you feel all of it, right? And all of it. So yeah, and so another thing I would ask you is like what do motorcycles mean for you? Like what is it, yeah, what is it that you like about them?
Oh God, I've had motorcycles since I was 16. I just love that freedom of being able to be on two wheels, and
Too.
it's a rush having those loud pipes below you
Mm-hmm.
and knowing, I just love motorcycles. And for me, when I would have moments of drama with my ex-wife, my first ex-wife, for example, when she would start to want to fight with me, I would just get on my motorcycle and leave the situation and go ride for a few hours. Take the back
Yeah.
roads through the country area,
Mm-hmm.
drive, 20 miles out and then 20 miles back. Motorcycles for me are therapeutic because it's something I can do by myself and get fresh air. Fresh air is a big deal to me
Right.
because I don't like to isolate and be inside all the time. So for me, motorcycles are just that,
I
therapeutic.
see.
And they're
Yeah,
cool. And they're cool. So
they are cool. I mean, I'm a little bit scared every time I am on a motorcycle with someone. I get a little scared at first because it goes too fast. I'm the kind of person who's always scared of heights and going too fast. Like you know.
I hate heights, so I'm with you on heights. I get all shaky and I can't move.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So anyway, but it brings you that like thrill, right? It's like that
Mhm,
thrill of like, but you're in control of it. You're like you can, yeah. It's you can go as fast as you want.
mhm.
And what came to mind is like when you said like, it's two wheels, so it's like I don't know if that brings you maybe. Did you ride a bike like when you were a little kid a lot? Like did
Oh,
you ride your
geez. I started riding a two-wheel bike when I was 3. I've
yeah,
never had to be taught how to drive anything. I
getting
just
children? Yeah. Yeah, it's been the thing that you just kind of are natural at. So
Right.
that's what came to mind when you were saying that. It's like, oh, he's riding his bike. And this image of you riding a bike when you were little came to my mind. Yeah. So that is like that connection, right, to that childhood feeling of like I am the self-sufficient. I can do this. And it's like that's what brings you, it's that security of like, yes, this is something that you're naturally good at. So yeah, and so that's the dream here. It seems like it's it's taking that I guess the shape of like um yeah, I guess the dramatization of it would be, first you start in a place where you feel like you're calm and that you can maybe trust people, but then they leave you behind. And so you're like,
Mhm.
where's my motorcycle? Where's my security? So you decided, you created that. And when you jumped back in, you even jumped back in and you created your motorcycle and you just rushed past them, right? In the end,
Mhm.
right? That's
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
Mhm. So it's like getting that vengeance kind of thing. It's like I feel there's a part of you that even though you shouldn't be thinking about that, there's this suppressed wanting to get vengeance. And it's like a suppressed feeling perhaps. Think about it. It's, this could
I don't want
be
to. I don't wanna use the word vengeance, I wanna use the
Oh,
word,
no, you don't.
I
Of course you don't.
I've always been,
You don't for that.
basically told I won't when I first started podcasting, I had so many people saying, "Oh my god, there's a million podcasts, dude. You gotta find something different." I'm like, "You never know who's listening, and if you do a good show and you put out the content the way people want it, it's not about me. It's about what people want to hear
You
and
want
how
to
they
kill
wanna hear it."
you want to kill them with kindness. That's what you wanna do.
Right, and so I've taken all of those people that doubted my abilities to do what I'm doing and started on a crappy laptop with
Mhm.
23 listeners, and a year later had 5,000, and then had to shut it down because of some drama with my first, partner on the show, and then a year later, advanced even further now than I was then, to the point now where I'm a few inches away from almost being syndicated if I keep pushing and working and learning. So, it's
Mhm.
almost gonna be like one of those ha ha ha's, like I told you I would do it, but not in a evil, malicious way. I'll actually mail them all tickets to my first show, just to be polite,
Yeah, that's the
pay the
thing, right?
way.
It's like you do so that there you go. It's here it is. It's come to the surface, that suppressed feeling of like I want that vengeance, not necessarily to hurt people, but to make them see, oh, look what you did kind of thing. But you know what? My message would be just kind of even don't care about that, because it's this these people that were brought into your life in that way were also created by you.
Oh,
So
yeah. No, it's
yeah,
not like, I'm gonna go out of
it's
my
like
way to
mhm.
I'm not gonna go out of my way to say ha ha ha, but if I happen to cross paths with somebody that was one of the doubters. Like, I used to joke around at work all the time with people, like, "I'm gonna get on Dr. Phil's show one day. I'm gonna be on TV." And they all would laugh with me like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, whatever, man. Yeah, yeah." And then I did. I got on the Dr. Phil show. I got 30 pictures of me in the background on the screens. And then, I told people that I would have my own show. And they all said, "Yeah, yeah, whatever. You're talking out of your butt." And now I have my own show. So if anything, I take all of those "you're not gonna be able to" comments and use those as motivation to
Yeah.
create my own dream, and it's not in a malicious way. It's like, well, the more people tell me I can't, the more I'm going to do it.
Mhm.
It's my,
So
you know
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I guess this dream was just is serving that purpose, though, to bring that awareness of that feeling that you might think has a a negative connotation. I mixed the words.
I
A
know what
negative
you meant.
connotation.
Yeah, but it's all positive though,
Huh?
and I'm not
It
I'm not
is.
texting nobody saying, "Hey,
Oh.
check this out." I'm just people will
Mhm.
eventually see and hear. I don't have to do anything except do what I'm doing.
Yeah, but it's coming up in the dream for a reason, right? So
Mhm.
it's yeah, I know you consciously, because your mind is telling you this, but there is obviously that need to have this mind heart connection, right? And this is the
Sure.
purpose of this dream, maybe, is that to help you create that connection between what you actually feel, because you are obviously, I mean, that those things hurt regardless of the fact that you might be thinking logically, oh, I can't let that hurt me, that's no. But there's obviously the things that you have to deal with here. So,
Mhm.
just to say that that might be one of them. And because, like I told you, when you were telling me your dream, all these emotions started flowing and stuff. So, wow, so that was definitely, yeah, for me, that was the message, is like, still, maybe we're still carrying some things around,
Oh, I
that
still
we,
got some baggage. Absolutely.
yeah, that we have to
You
let
know?
go. Now we're all being asked to let go of all the stories, all the people that were once there. It doesn't matter, don't even think about showing them who you are now. That doesn't matter anymore. It's like,
Oh, I don't even have to.
exactly.
Like
There
I
you
don't
go.
even bother. It's just one of those things that they will see one day and I still won't even have to say anything to them.
Well, you still care. You see, you still care if they
Well, I
see
care
your.
about me. I care about me. I'm about taking care of me right now. I
There
don't
you
ever call anybody for handouts. I
go.
will crawl to the store because I don't live with anybody. I have my 4 pound Chihuahua that was brought to me by my support group 2 days before Christmas because I lost my baby, and
Oh,
he was a puppy mill dog. Had
oh,
never been outside, never touched concrete grass, never had, he was a mess. But now he's my emotional support dog. I take him everywhere with me. But no, it's just him and I. and if I fall, I gotta find a way to get up on my own. I don't call for help because I know I can do it.
Well, that's the thing, though, right? It's like, okay, so here's the thing that's coming to mind right now, and this is because I can relate to this as well. Okay,
Sure.
like
Mhm.
right now, what we're being asked to do right now is to, like I said, drop all the stories, even if we feel like sometimes we want to connect with certain people that might not even be aligned with what we're doing today, but we feel like we have to do networking. We feel like we have to go out and reach out to people. Nope, that's like don't make exceptions, don't make concessions. Right now, it's like you said, focus on you. And this, I'm saying this for everybody listening. Oh, and hi,
Mhm.
Claudette. How are you? Okay, there, it's I just wanted to say hi. And so it's like really about staying on the path of like, okay, there are new things coming in. Make way for those new things, and you will get the people that are actually aligned with who you are. And I know you're probably, you're meeting a lot of people right now. That's
Mhm.
great. Like me,
I'm
I'm
blown away.
perfect. Yeah, I'm like, this is what I wanted. Okay. And but also here's another thing is like be really cautious though. Don't just a person that comes in and it seems like they're very cool, don't go and like, oh, give them everything kind of thing. Because we tend to do that. I tend to do that all the time. It's like
Oh,
take time with
man,
people.
I was a giver, and now I'm just I wait. I'm in no rush. I've been single almost 3 years. I'm still married. I
What
haven't
do you
seen my wife. I'm on my 2nd marriage, but I have not seen my wife. We've I'll put it this way, we've been married since 2016,
mean? Okay.
and her 2 teenagers, they were 16 and 17 at the time, they just didn't like the fact that mom was having a relationship, and out of the 7 years, we've been under the same roof for a total of maybe 1 year, if that, and the rest of the time separated.
Okay.
Which I don't even know where she is. I haven't seen her in almost 3 years. I don't have a clue where she is, what state, who she I know alls I know is some information popped up on me that she had been back with an ex-boyfriend. I found notes written to
Wow.
them,
So and
and
it's
I
divorce.
I
Okay.
gave her I said, "Just go be happy. You're not happy here. Go." And she left the
Yeah.
next morning, and that was it. I haven't messaged her or nothing. That's it.
That
I
is,
don't know where to send the divorce papers,
oh my gosh.
like, and my lawyer's like, "You have to know where she is." I mean,
Okay, that is interesting. Well, I hope
yeah,
that can get solved pretty soon because you could definitely like. I mean, to move on from that because yeah,
yeah.
that is really weird. Anyway, but
But I'm
so
in no hurry
your
for
life
a
is very
relationship
like
anyways, you know?
your life is so chaotic, man. Like,
You know what, though? It's
sorry,
actually
I'm
calm
sorry, I'm
now.
laughing, but it's
No,
not. It's
no,
not.
no, laugh. It is funny. It's hilarious. I mean, who you can't make this stuff up,
I
you
know, right?
know? You just can't. You can't make it up. And alls I can is take care of myself. I
Yes.
mean, do I have an ill feeling towards her? No. I would rather that she would have been more honest with me sooner
Yeah.
versus me having to move her in and out 15 different times. Like, if you're not happy here, okay. The goal is you to be happy, me to be happy. I'm not happy if you're not happy because you're making me feel away.
Yeah.
Go. I
You're
support it. And
you have to get a break soon here though, because like it seems like it's been ups and downs like nonstop. So that's obviously because you're constantly evolving. So it's like things keep being thrown at you because you're very good at evolving. So that's a good thing in a way, and also the universe will only give you what you can handle.
true.
So obviously that just tells how about your strength in terms of
Yeah.
yes. So but at the same time, it's like at some point you can also set boundaries with yourself. Is something that I'm getting right now, is that we do have that that possibility of saying, you know what, I want to break. It's like, okay, I've evolved. It's time to now like maybe just kind of settle down a little bit because like we were saying is that we are creating this, right? And sometimes another kind of like, let's say, addiction that we might have is that addiction to the drama, right? So that because we are used to having drama, especially you told me a little bit about your childhood. We're
Mhm.
used to having the drama in our childhood. So as adults, we tend to create that even unconsciously. We
Mhm.
select. partners that will bring that drama because we can detect it. It's like a little antenna. It's like, oh, that person looks very toxic. Let's go
Well,
with this.
it seems like, and I can reevaluate all the relationships I've been in. Always seemed to get in these relationships with girls that had their own toxic backgrounds. So that
Yeah,
was like our link. Oh my God, your parents were like that too. So were mine. Oh my God, we love each other. You know? And
exactly.
looking back, that was the only thing we had in common is that we were all screwed up.
Uh, Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. And now, was I an angel? No, absolutely not. My mouth, believe me, I can cut glass, but I don't like to get like that. It's not, there's no excuse for it. It's not acceptable on any level.
There it is. Yeah, that's the shadow aspect, right? That
Hmm.
came up in the dream as well. You have this shadow, would call the shadow aspect of like
Hmm.
going to this extreme, wanting to go to the extreme of hurting people because you have the power of hurting them just with your words because you're
Oh
so good
yeah.
with words. So it's like telling you, it's like, yeah, you have that, right? But it's okay. It's like you're not gonna act on it, right? But there's obviously still that kind of wanting to do it sometimes.
You know what? Not really, to be truthful with you. I don't ever want I actually am very good at if somebody starts poking, I call it poking the bear, I
Yeah,
just cut
cool.
them
Yeah,
off. I detach. I've been radically accepting
that's
in the
what I'm saying.
last few.
That you're not going to act on it, even though
No.
you feel it, but you don't act on it, which is
Oh,
a
I
good thing.
could, yeah. I could light
Yeah.
people up, but I just why? Why bother? There's somebody else that'll just do it. I don't need to, you
Right.
know?
Let the universe take care of, if
Right.
it does you wrong, quote unquote wrong, because, we perceive things in a certain way based on our past experiences, and another person might see it completely in a completely different perspective. But when we feel like somebody did us wrong, or maybe it was clearly unethical,
Mhm.
it's not our job to go and like try to get them to see it, or the
No.
universe will take care of it. It's like you
Yeah.
said,
I
let
used to
the
fight it. I used to try fighting, and then what I found out was I was just making myself worse, right? So I've learned in the course, and it's still I'm still learning. I'm not in any way, shape, or form at the finish line. But what I can tell you is from, 8, 9, 10 years ago to now, it's been a complete 180 on how I handle things. I used
Mhm.
to swing and ask questions later. Now I stop, observe, and I will walk away, which is harder to do than anything. And I
Oh,
also understand and respect the fact that your mouth can hurt people, your words can hurt worse than a punch. And I don't want to hurt anyone anymore. I've done enough of that. I want to just use my mouth for good reasons, share my stories on,
mm,
survival and that things can get better. I mean, there's,
yes.
everyone's got a story, not just me. Everyone's
Yeah.
got a story, and I appreciate that. I just want everyone to know that I might, the things I've been through, I've overcome a lot, and I'm still overcoming more. I'm not done. And meeting
Yeah. Well,
people like yourself and other great people on these platforms have helped. So,
oh, yes, that's amazing. Yeah. But don't be so hard on yourself
oh,
too.
I'm
It's like,
not too
yeah,
bad anymore.
just saying. I know, I know you know a lot of things. That's
I
the
know,
thing.
I know what you mean, though. I just,
Knowing and feeling is different.
mhm.
That's why I'm like bringing it up. Okay, just
Oh,
something bad things.
okay,
I know you know a lot of things, and that happens to me a lot too. It's like, yeah, I know I shouldn't do that. I know, but the thing is, like, work on really having that mind heart connection. Okay, because like and it takes a little bit of time, and it takes that consciousness, you're bringing that higher awareness to be like, okay, yeah, there's some stuff that I still feel, and I know that that's not what I should be feeling. But that
hmm,
also creates what's called cognitive dissonance. It's like we don't want to feel that, and that creates some sort of anxiety at some point too. It's like,
sure,
because there's not like that misconnect, that misconnect, disconnect.
yeah.
Oh, hi, Graciela. I want to take just a
Oh,
few
hi,
seconds.
Graciela. I know Graciela.
Hi, you know her?
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh, okay.
I met
I
her on another app, actually.
Oh, okay, cool. I think she just followed me on Instagram. I'll make sure to follow back
Yeah,
as soon.
she's a great woman. Very, 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 very smart, fun,
Nice.
and
We'll have to,
laid
yeah,
back. So
I'll have
no,
to, yeah,
but yeah,
chat
no,
with.
I'll definitely back channel with you. And you know what I'll do? I actually got some stuff I gotta do. I gotta take my dog for his walk.
Yeah,
I
I was
gotta,
gonna say, yeah, that's perfect. I was gonna say let's start, bringing it to the
yeah,
conclusion here. So
yeah.
thank
I'll
you so
wrap
much
it
for
and
being up
land my
there.
plane. But, it's been great talking. Thanks for letting me come up, and, I always appreciate when people let me come on their stage and yip yap for a little bit, and I always take something away from it, and, I always learn more. I'm a learner. I love learning. So, but,
Thank-
yeah, I'll back channel with you. I'll shoot you an email, and,
yes.
we can do this again. But, I'll jump off stage here if anybody else wants to come up, and thanks everybody for hearing me out. Thanks. It was
Thank
nice meeting you,
you.
and we'll talk again.
Yes, thank you for sharing your dream with us too. That
Well,
was really
thanks for letting me share.
great. Okay, talk to you soon,
All
Frank.
right, you take care now.
Yes. So, if anybody wants to come up, please do. I can stay a little longer. I've got a few minutes to spare today. I usually, do the show like an hour 20. We've been here for like an hour or so, so I can stay a little longer. Otherwise, you guys can request on here. Otherwise, I'm just gonna start bringing it to a conclusion. So today we were talking about how to look at dreams from a cinematography perspective. I always have a hard time with that word. And when we were doing this with Frankie, earlier, it's like seeing where the movie starts. The opening scene. Where are you at? The scenery is very important. Then what are the characters? What's the cast in your movie? And the feelings that came up, like, a lot of feelings came up in this dream that he was sharing. And then what's the conclusion? Or maybe it doesn't have to be necessarily, because sometimes dreams end very abruptly. Like, what's maybe the catastrophe, or maybe you just kind of get pulled out of it. But even that is something important to consider, right? So when you see this and you're like, okay, so what messages can we get from the dream based on, even, oh, I forgot to say as well, putting a title to it. We didn't do that with Frankie, I forgot. But that can be important too. And when you put a title to the dream, that will usually bring awareness to maybe a blind spot or some situation that you are currently living that needs attention. Okay, so with Frankie, some childhood stuff came up as well. So sometimes it's like, oh, you're feeling this right now. It's like that's why it's coming up in the dream. You feel like this little kid that lost his friend, or that his friends left him behind, or that used to be able to do certain things, but now you're feeling like maybe there's something that's missing, or there can be so many things. So if you guys missed the part of Frankie's dream, you guys can you can check out the replay. It was really interesting. And so yeah, and now what I'm gonna do, Frankie will do something on his end. He might meditate on it or something. I suggested that he do that, mind heart connection in one way or another. I'm gonna do a short meditation to kind of process those emotions, because when we connect with someone like this, when we share, these dreams, you're connecting with that person, you're blending fields. So I'll have to process some stuff, and maybe some stuff came up for me as well, because they did. That's why I think I felt it so deeply, is that we all have some, trauma, especially childhood trauma. I think, there's a lot of suppressed memories. And so yeah, and there's some dreams that will kind of hint at some of these suppressed memories as well. So when these emotions come up, it's important to recognize them, and then see, not only just recognize them, but see where in your life you're still holding certain fears or certain actions that you might be able to do in order for you to get past that, that, I guess, level, in your evolution. Because especially if you've had reoccurring themes in your dreams, it's like, okay, do something. It's telling you to do something about it, right? So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Another thing, let's say, what I wanted to share. um well, I guess that's it. I'm gonna just check my notes here. But if you guys want to say anything, please feel free to hop on or leave a comment. And yeah, next time we're gonna be talking more. I'll leave that for next time. There's what dreams tend to do when they dramatize. They tend to like over exaggerate certain things, and this is through what's called compensation and complementation. So we're gonna probably look at that next time, because I think that that'd be good for another topic. And then also I want to talk about reoccurring themes in dreams, because if you're constantly dreaming about being in your home when you're a little kid, or if you're constantly dreaming about your family, or maybe you constantly dream about being chased or something, that could mean something, that you haven't, a blind spot that's pointing to a blind spot that you haven't looked at yet. So yes. Okay, well, let me see if there's anything else that needs to be said. Any messages for you guys? Because I like doing that, just kind of connecting and seeing if there's anything that needs to come through. Huh. I'm looking at, okay, so sometimes I'm like, oh, it kind of brings my attention to someone in particular. I feel like maybe there's someone here that needs, yeah, that needs to do something. Wait, hold on. I'm getting something. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. What is it? What is it? There's this is a reoccurring theme too. It's like this feeling of like not feeling like you're not doing enough, feeling like you're not doing enough, and like, yeah, like feeling like maybe you're missing out on something in your life, but the message is not to worry because you're everything is right on time. This is a, time. I was talking about this in my previous one. It's like, we have the feeling that sometimes we're running behind, but it's actually because we're trying to get ahead, and because of that feeling, it's like we feel like we should be somewhere else, or it's like, we're thinking, oh, there should be maybe a project or something that I should be working on, and that is, that is crucial for me to move forward, because I feel like a lot of us kind of jumped ahead in terms of, yeah, maybe leaving a job or leaving a relationship or stuff like that, and it's a good thing because it's like you got the message early. Let's put it that way, because everything is right on schedule, but let the universe kind of adapt to that new frequency that you're bringing in here, because even if, yeah, you did something that was like maybe jumping ahead, let's say, quote unquote, jumping ahead, the universe is not going to right away like give you all the conditions that you need to in order to live that life that you can live, because we know that we can create an ideal situation for ourselves. It's just that, yeah, some things are going to take a little bit of time to arrive, but that's okay, because right now, it's like Frankie was saying, is we should take that time to really focus on our self evolution, and nobody else. Even if you are with someone at the moment, your focus should be you, and the person, if you are with someone, they should understand that's what you're doing right now, that you're working on yourself. And if they can't understand that, that's a whole other topic, but like literally the people that are really meant to support you in your life, will get it. Will get the message that you are doing this for you right now. So don't worry about what other people are thinking or saying. We tend to be people pleasers a lot, right? It's like we don't want to, like Frankie was saying, poke the bear. We don't like poking the bear, but we've really got to just keep, be steadfast on that, and like I said, this is a reoccurring theme, because I feel like so many people are going through this situation of like, I really want to be myself, but I'm still kind of worried about what other people think. So I don't want to, and I don't want to poke the bear. So I'm gonna like, we tend to people please a lot. We gotta really, really focus on the fact that every time we want to do that, it's like, no, 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 nope, no more, no more. Let new friends come in, let new connections come in, because they will. Even though it might seem like, we're in a period of maybe not like it, like in transition, right? It's like, this transition phase, but yeah. But anyway, so that wanted to be said, for anyone out there, and just for everyone in general. Just kind of, really be yourself, like really, really, but truly be your most authentic self, no matter what. And yeah, and then Frankie pops in again, like, yes, that's what we were saying, like, just be your authentic self, unconditionally, love everyone unconditionally, yes, but don't accept everything. One thing is loving people unconditionally, another thing is accepting their BS, right? It's like, no, we're not here to do that either. We're here to, we're here to be ourselves, and share our gifts and everything, but again, yeah, don't make any concessions or exceptions in areas in your life that are already expired. Okay. Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's it for today, I think, guys, and I look forward to talking to you again next week. And if anybody wants to hop on next week, to chat and share a dream, I'd love to do that again. Yeah, so I'm gonna end the show now and bisous à tout le monde. Ciao.